and welcome on in. We're glad you're here at the American Dream Connection with Mike Meena.
That's me.
And Jason Renno.
That's me.
Hey, you know what? Today's show is about Augusta to the rescue. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Save the day. All right, guys, let's talk about some of that stuff because you guys have done that often lately.
Well, it seems like it's quite often. What do you think? Like every day?
More often than you would think, or frankly, that you would hope. Just because it's other lenders not doing their job properly, and not to even just cross qualifications. I had an agent call me the other day and say, "Hey, I want you to vet out this client," and I call the lender. The lender doesn't call me. I have to call the other lender, but that is what it is. And then I say, "Hey, what's your DU? Do you have a DU approval?" "Well, we don't run DU yet. Not till it goes into processing." I was like, well, wait a minute. You're pre-approving a client without running a DU or an AUS approval? And she's like, well, yeah, we don't do that. Although I don't think it costs money anymore, but that's neither here or there. But I mean, it's crazy how we have people going into escrow without an AUS approval. And I was like, did you at least run a credit? Yeah, but it's about 6 months old, so I have to run my processor has to run the updated credit, and then we have to run AUS, and I'll try to get this over to you. And then that's all fine. Let's just say it's all approved, but then how are we going to hit the ground running and close a deal in 2 weeks, in 21 days, hell, even in 30 days, if we don't have an updated credit report and we don't have an AUS approval, or the other lender doesn't? And longer story short is the person never sent it to me.
Okay, time out. For those people watching out there that don't know what DU is,
I'm sorry.
Tell them what your abbreviations are.
AUS, which is Automated Underwriting System,
okay,
is basically Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac's. So once we have the complete file, we have income, assets, we have the credit report, we run it through the AUS, and then Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, either DU or LP, will spit out the updated approval.
DU and LP is what?
Desktop Underwriting and Loan Prospector.
There we go.
So then that is as far as you can go as a loan officer, lending company, or as a buyer. That's as far as you can go until you actually have a property in escrow, until you have the address, until you have the purchase contract. And that is what every single real estate agent needs. So if they're going to submit an offer on a property, you need to know that that lender has your AUS/DU/LP approval. And it baffles me that how many lenders try to open up escrow without it. Yeah. Oh, well, it's my buddy, it's my buddy's father. I know he's worth a lot of money and we don't need it, but then something always pops up.
Well, and the thing with the DU is keep in mind that I can go ahead and I can take that. Well, let's see, someone with a Social Security with a good credit score that's self-employed, and I can just input any income to give you a DU, and sometimes that doesn't work. So we would look at the income and we'd say, hey, this is real or it's not real. That's why you would want to do some form of cross-qualification. One of the deals we got this week, we had a client come to us and he's like, oh my God, they were 27 days into escrow, okay? This lender had to file for a month, basically. They were supposed to close by the end of last month. Of course, we get it on the 27th and it hadn't closed yet. And we look at it, we're like, holy crap, no way this is gonna work. So we had to do our magic. It was a bank statement loan. We had to figure out where the down payment was coming from, make sure they had the reserves, make sure everything was in order, and then we got the loan approved. The other guy didn't do any of this. And then they couldn't even get the stinking deal done. There was a deal there, but they couldn't get the deal done. After 27 days, they couldn't even get anything done. We've already got it ready for docs here. So those are the kinds of things we do. One of the other things we did on a client the other day, he was getting a bridge loan, and he had the option of selling his property or getting a bridge loan. The only way he would qualify for both properties on that bridge loan is if he got a much lower payment on the house he was in. So what we did is we converted his mortgage that he had on his current residence. We pulled out the 150 grand. We converted that mortgage from a principal and interest loan to an interest only payment. You know what that did? It saved about $800 a month and allowed him to qualify for both mortgages. So those are some of the things that we'll do. I think we ended up with like a $492,000 loan or something.
How many
like
other
that.
lenders are doing
Zero.
Stuff like this? Yeah,
0%. So
it's crazy.
Nobody else is going to do stuff like that, and that's why Jason's like, oh my God, this is like heaven. So it's really great that way. So we're able to do that. We have some tightening happening. So they're going to pull back the purse strings all of a sudden. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. That's going to happen on December the 8th. Jason, how do you see this? I see it as a normal market. They're just thinking that things aren't going to go up as crazy as they have in the past.
And it's literally from between 45 and 50% debt to income ratio, which in my opinion isn't the worst thing in the world. You have somebody going between 45 and 50%, we're qualifying off pre-tax income anyway. So basically they just want some compensating factors is how I read it, where it's, hey, you need either a good FICO score, or you need some reserves, or you need a little more of a down payment to go from a 45% debt to income ratio to that 49.99, I'm sorry.
Yeah, 50.49 under Freddie. But
Correct.
that's okay. So the other thing that we're going to be seeing happening probably here in the next couple of weeks, it'll be announced that Fannie Mae's going to increase their loan limits, Freddie Mac's going to, and FHA's going to also. So because the property values keep going up, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac want to keep increasing their loan limits. So next year we're going to be around 715 here in LA County on a Fannie Mae high balance loan. So it's
which
gonna
is
be
a great sign, right? Because I mean, obviously, we keep preaching that the appreciation isn't going to go up as quickly as it has in the past, but if Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are going to increase their loan limits, then they're saying, hey, we're not in a bubble, we're not going to hit a brick wall, so to speak, and prices will continue to go up. They're just not going to go up as fast, which I think we've been preaching and talking about. But the fact that they're going to increase their loan limits in LA County, I think, is a good sign for home buyers.
Great.
Correct. What else you got, Amy?
Well, I think this is good information. You know what I think DU should stand for? Don't underestimate Augusta Financial and what the Meena Renno team can do. Because you guys,
we'll have to talk to Fannie Mae about that.
I mean, because clearly, people are coming here going to save the deal. It didn't happen somewhere else, or whatever. It would be easier if they just started out here, in my opinion. But
I think that's an easy way to go.
yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
we
we
all
can
agree
always
on
use
that.
more business. Business is a little slower than it usually is. So throw it this way, please. We need the business. No, we're
Just
good.
start here
but
first and save
yeah,
yourself a lot of time.
save yourself the headache, the problems. I mean, we brought in another one last night where the client went over to Chase and they turned him down straight out. And I looked at the file. I'm like, hey, I think we can get that sucker done. And I got some little nifty stuff that I've got to meet with Anna right after this. And we're going to go over that file. So, yeah. I'm
great
excited.
information, guys. This is good to know. So, again, it's 911 Augusta to the rescue. And thank you so much for watching the show. Remember, give us a like, give us a share. This is great content. Feel free to share it with anyone you know that needs to know this great information. Thanks, guys.
We're here
See
to
you
help.
next time.